Hello, little children. Hello, little children. Here's your friend, Velma Hagar. And we're going to talk, the topic we're on today is anger. The first thing I want to say to you is, there's a scripture that says, the wrath of man will never accomplish the purposes of God. Now let's say that again. The wrath of man will never accomplish the purposes of God. Your anger out there yelling on Facebook, effing this and effing that, is never going to accomplish God's purposes. Now, you know, whether you believe in God or not, He's very real. And anybody that doesn't believe, you know, the beginning of wisdom is the sign of, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. So when you don't believe in God, you know, you believe that this planet, Earth, is sitting out here in the middle of this atmosphere, spinning around, and there's no end to it. You believe all that, but you don't believe there's a God. Anyway, that's your issue. You've got to believe in God, first of all. And if you believe in God, and I believe that, you know, that 90% of the people believe in God, you've got to believe your wrath is never going to accomplish His purposes. Calling people names, talking about things you really don't understand, none of that is going to accomplish God's purposes. And frankly, we need God's purposes in our life because the world is really screwed up. And you know, there's one thing I want to clarify, and I've said this over and over and over, and I'm going to say it again. When people say things like, why would God allow those people in Texas to die? I'm going to tell you something. God is more grieved by disasters like that than any of us are. Remember this, please remember this, and never ask the question again, why did God allow that little girl to be raped? Why did God allow those people to have a wreck? God doesn't allow that stuff. We do. Remember this, God says, I lay before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Choose life. Choose life. It's our choices. And even the choice to build a retreat center in an area, that owner that had that retreat center always said, one of these days that river's going to take us out of here. He knew when they built it. It's like ants. You take the hose out and you hose out their hole, and then they come back and build the same place again. Bozos. We make choices to do things, and God will never take that choice away. Do you understand that? He gave us the right to choose. Men choose to kill babies. Men choose to rape children. Men choose, I mean, it's a choice. It's a choice. And God gave us a choice. Everything that happens. It's your choice to get in the car and drive 100 miles an hour and get in a wreck. It's not God, or somebody else's choice did it. And you were a victim. We are victims of people's choices. Yes, we are. But I want to add this. When you are a victim, and even if you are the one that caused it, even if it was your choice, if you go to God, He will work that towards good for you. He will work it towards good. So that, please remember that. It is not God that does this. It's the choices of man. Earthquakes. We choose to build on faults. We choose to do that. And God lets us. He lets us do anything we choose. Even death. Choose, like He says, I lay before you life and death. Choose life. There are choices you make that are life choices. There are choices you make that leads to death. And then you're going to blame God when it happens. Or, it's just, but I have to tell you, in favor of what you feel, I remember the time I stood before God and yelled, "Why would you allow little children?" I can remember that. That was before I really knew God like I know him now. And see, if you don't know God real well, you don't understand these things. But it's your fault for not knowing him real well, because he says, draw close to me and I'll draw close to you. So you have to draw close to God first. Now, I got to get back to this anger thing. This anger, the wrath of man on Facebook, just stop it. You're hurting yourself. When you are angry, my sister coined a phrase that I love, and I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Anger is the acid that eats the vessel that holds it. So I don't care if you're angry at Trump, or you're angry at your father-in-law, or you're just angry at life. You're killing yourself. That anger is eating you from the inside out. You're not bulletproof. You keep doing it and it's going to get to you. So stop it. There's a lot of things in life that that make me so mad, and I have to say, stop it. Just stop it. I can't, you can only do what you can do. If you try to do something about it, I'm real political. I'm over at headquarters all the time, reading the bills and paying attention to what's going into Congress, because I want to know what they're doing. I write letters and I oppose those things. Do something about it. Do something. Don't go on Facebook effing this and effing that. That is so crass and gross. When people do that, I have little respect for them. I hate to say it, my own brother does it. I'm sorry, but that word is so disgusting. It's like I go, ooh, you're in another class. You go from here right down here in my eyes, and I'm not the only one. Don't do that. Don't lower yourself to that. Speak civil, study, come out, tell your part without the anger and the wrath and the he's this and he's that and he's a pedophile and he's a rapist. Don't do that. Don't do that. Give us your facts in a way that is legitimate, that has been checked out. If nothing else, go on AI and check out what you're saying before you say it. But gosh, some of this stuff that people are saying. And I'm studying over here at headquarters knowing, oh my God, they're saying illegals don't get free hospitalization. Yes, they do. I study it. I live in an area right now where we are a host city. In Indio, they bring them in, they get credit card, they get telephone, they get a place to live, they get free food, and they get free hospitalization. I know because our hospital's full of them. So don't say things you don't understand. At least Google it, or at least AI it. Ask before you say. Look at me, here I go. Buy my doggone books. I gotta go. I can't believe how fast that time went. Hidden Treasures in Secret Places, my baby, my first one. Hidden Treasures in Dark Places, my middle child, and Hidden Treasures in Plain Sight, my newest book. So they are gold, blue, and green. Get one that matches your coffee table and let it set out there. And until next time, this is your friend, Velma Hagar, saying, I'm old and I know stuff like this. And here's looking at you, kiddo. Watch the anger. Bye.